Hi. Yes, it is fail time on the Synology NAS, the DS418 here. Now, if you've been watching for a while on my second channel, I'll link it in if you haven't seen it, one of the drives in my 4-drive NAS array here failed almost 3 years ago now. It was disk number 3, and that was, you know, your traditional disk failure. They, you know, because they're up, they're running 24/7, and, you know, they eventually fail, and that's why you have a redundant drive. So I've got 4 6-terabyte drives in here. So one is a redundant array, one is a redundant disk. So I've got 18 terabytes total here, and I do all my video editing on this, and it normally sits down in the dungeon, and I've got my 1 gig Ethernet going down there, and I do direct editing straight from this, no problems whatsoever. So yeah, that failure 3 years ago, the disk 3 just failed, and it started beeping, and the disk 3 LED went to orange here or something, and you know, easy. Okay, you remove the drive, you know, and plug in a new one, hot swap, and then it rebuilds. It takes a day to rebuild the array. Bob's your uncle, right? I've had no problem since then. But last night I was editing my video, and I've been fighting this problem for the last 24 hours, and I'll see if I can take you through the whole thing. Anyway, I originally put a thread on Twitter, and then I moved it to Reddit, and people were helping me out there, because this is quite an unusual fault, right? So I was editing my video, and all of a sudden it started freezing and stuttering, and then I just couldn't edit my videos anymore. And then I discovered that the Windows share like subdirectory for all my video, all my project files are on here. Everything's on here, right? And I found that I couldn't access any of those whatsoever. And one of the unusual symptoms was that while I could actually get into the login in this, in the local IP address login, it'd actually take time to, like, you put in the local IP, it'd take time, and eventually it would actually load up the login screen, okay? But when I put in my username and password to log into this thing, it said, okay, processing pending, login or whatever, and it would just sit there forever. I could not log into the thing. So I went down to the dungeon to take a look at the physical drive, and everything was hunky-dory. Status LED was green, all the disk LEDs here were green. But one thing I didn't notice at the time is that disk 1 was, you know, flickering just a little bit, but I thought that was just like normal, normal operation. It was, you know, trying to do its reading or whatever. So no problem, but everything was green. Everything was green. So I thought, haven't got any disk failures. What's going on? So some people said I should try to SSH into this thing. I tried that. No, couldn't do it. Exactly the same problem. I was getting error messages telling me like I couldn't log into this thing. And then, of course, the next thing you do is, well, if you try to turn it off and on again, hello, IT. So I tried to switch it off. So you hold it down, and, you know, normally the power LED flashes, and it shuts down after 10 seconds or whatever, 30 seconds or whatever. But it didn't. It would not shut down. It had just continually flashed the power LED. I left it for like an hour. The thing wouldn't shut down at all. So I eventually went, oh, screw this, I'm doing a hard power reboot. So I do a hard power reboot, and it comes back up, and eventually, it took a while, but eventually, same thing. All 5 status LED green, all 4 drive things are green, and I had the same login problem. The screen would show up, which means that the processor in here was working. It was generating that login page, that, you know, it was rendering that login page and everything, but it was incredibly slow, and then it just simply would not log in at all. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe a power supply issue, but that kind of doesn't, because it uses one of these external power brick things, and but that doesn't explain why it would like have a proper login thing and all the LEDs are green, and like at least like it was like the processor was doing something. And then of course I thought about the C2000 bug. I'm not sure that that's a problem with this one, but that was a problem where it just wouldn't boot up at all, whereas mine was booting up to at least 5 green LEDs here. So, yeah, it was kind of all unusual. Anyway, I have a spare power brick somewhere, but I couldn't find it, of course, bloody Murphy. So I couldn't test that at all. So the next thing is I brought it up here to lab and I threatened it with physical violence. So I plugged it in to my local Ethernet here, and I used findsynology.com, which is a thing which like finds your drive locally or whatever. It's a little script that finds it because it might have been a new IP or whatever. So it found it, it detected it, and it tried to take me into the login screen, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't load at all. And like, what's going on? So that's when I noticed that disk 1 here was green, but it was like flashing a bit, and the other ones were solid like they're doing now. You know, they might flash it, you know, really like, well, occasionally you just saw it then, but disk 1 was like flashing a little bit more than the others. So I thought, okay, and my spidey sense was telling me that disk 1 might be dodgy. Anyway, so I took all the drives out, and then I repowered the thing cold. So I booted the thing up, and I found that it booted up and it went to orange, of course, which is expect when you have no drives or whatever and it's not set up. So I managed to boot it up. So what I did is I put all the drives back in. I think I just hot swapped them back in, and then I used find Synology.com again, and it found the IP address, and it rather than take me to the login screen, though, it took me to like the factory fresh welcome, you know, prepare to set up your Synology drive. And it's like, oh, what the? Like, these were my like proper drives in the correct slots and everything. And like, I'm going, well, I don't really want to proceed with that. So, yeah, nah. So what I did then is I pulled that maybe suspect drive 1 out here. So what I did then is I pulled that maybe suspect disk 1 over here, and then all the other 3 drives started going flishy flash, and you know, doing their thing. Like, this drive was causing the processor in here to sort of lock up, like it was waiting for a response from it, and it just couldn't do it. But why it was still showing green and everything, I don't know. But that seemed to be the culprit. Once I actually removed that first disk 1 over here, then these disks started doing their business. So I cold powered the whole thing, and I put drive 1 back in, cold powered the whole thing again, and then eventually I waited some time, and eventually I finally got to the traditional status of orange status LED here, which means something's wrong, and an orange disk 1 LED, so disk 1 is failed. But then I still couldn't log in. So I used for, you know, that IP address that findsynology.com gave me, and it would not have a login screen. There was no login screen. So then I was able to pull disk 1 out, and eventually, you know, I waited. I actually went home, and I came back in the morning, and I was able to access my files. No problem whatsoever. All my Windows shares were back. Everything's hunky-dory. But then, yes, there's another struggle. I used that IP address that findsynology.com gave me. Says it has detected it, and here's the IP address and the port and everything. Bob's your uncle. Log in, but I get no login screen. No login screen at all, right? It's just like, can't find it or whatever. So I'm going, oh, what the hell? But I can access all my files. So the RAID was back up and running, and it was just in a degraded state, so I had no backup drive now. But I could access all my files because I still had 3 good working ones. Yeah, I couldn't log in. And then I discovered that findsynology.com was, even though it detected it, it was giving me the wrong IP address. I went back to the original IP address I had when I had it downstairs, and bingo, Bob's your uncle. There's the login page, super quick, log in, boom, and I'm back. So, that's like unbelievable, unbelievable. So anyway, I'll take you over to the login screen now, and you can have a look. All right, you can see here from the system log here that there were read errors on the internal disk, and sure enough, disk 1 there. But why this thing like just seemed to like lock up or go incredibly slowly, at least render a login screen, but it'd still display like a green indicator for LED 1. That really sucks. And now it says there's a file system error was discovered. Do you want to reboot and run a file system check? I guess I should do that. Could take a while, so I'll probably do that first, and then I will go into the recovery thing for for the actual drive. So yeah, it's in a degraded state here. Synology drive degraded, available slots. So as soon as I whack that other one in, it's just your regular thing. When your drive fails, you just put in a brand new drive, which I do have. I ordered a spare way back. Yeah, so I've had a spare one there just sitting, waiting for this to happen. So, yeah, hopefully it's still good. It's been sitting there for a couple of years, but it should be good to go. So, yeah, I'll whack that in, and so I'll run that, system check, and then I'll do that. But, yeah, bloody Synology, why would it, like, continue to operate like that? And, like, just because, okay, the drive's once it got a bad read error, right? It should have shown up yellow. It should have gone yellow. Okay, a degraded state, warning. And it said it failed to send an email. Apparently it can send emails to me and it couldn't do it for some reason. I don't know, have to check on that. But yeah, it should beep, and it should, you know, at least turn the status thing orange so that you can see that something's wrong, and then it should not hang up. There should be like a timeout thing on that drive. It shouldn't, you know, yeah, okay, the drive is completely screwed up and is like hanging there and it's waiting for a response from it. I presume it's something like that, and it just never got it. There should be some sort of timeout there, and then just ignore that drive and say, hey, there's something wrong with that drive, replace it. And no, but it doesn't do it. And I know, go ahead, in the comments, down below, go, you're going to use TrueNAS, you're going to use a Debian Linux environment and TrueNAS, and you'll never get this problem. Go ahead, go, do it. You know you want to. And then there's the other type of person in the comments down below, so I have to use comment voice. Dave, didn't you know that NASs aren't true backups? So you got to have a proper backup solution. Well, go ahead, write that down below. I know you want to as well. Get it out of your system. Get it out. No, this is my working drive. I do not use this as a backup. I actually have an automatic cloud backup, so I wasn't worried about losing any data on this. Would be a complete pain in the ass if this NAS went down. It'd take me a long, laborious process to get all the data back, download it from the cloud, and write it on new drives and do whatever, right? It'd be a long and expensive process, but I could still do it. So I wasn't worried about losing data on it. It's just losing daily, like, downtime like this. I've basically lost a day's work on this. I was supposed to have a video finished and released yesterday, and now it's like, I just got back in from a fire alarm. So, you know, well, it turns out that was a fake. It wasn't a fire alarm. It turns out it was a glass breakage alarm on the front door of the building, because I went down to the fire panel and I had a look, and that actually had proper status, and it told me that it was a glass breakage alarm in the foyer. And sure enough, there's guys there working on the foyer doors because they were broken down somehow. So they were repairing them, and they must have tripped the glass breakage sensor on there, and the whole building gets evacuated. So that's my day. And then I got a bloody appointment at 12 o'clock, and then I got this and then that, and oh God, and then, isn't tomorrow a public holiday? No, not for me. Anyway, catch you next time.